So guys, what I want you to do now is fence more cautiously, okay? So you've been landing lots of hits on each other. We're going to start counting points now. If you get a double, we're going to do a punishment. We're going to make you do 3 push-ups with your fencing mask on, okay? So cautious fencing, any hit counts. So even a hit on the hand, a hit on the foot, even a light scratch on the mask counts as a hit. So thrusts or cuts, obviously cuts with either edge. So cautiousness, trying not to get hit, accentuating that over simply hitting the opponent. Try and stay unwounded. Good, fight. So Stephen's in a, there we go. So that was actually what we would call an after blow. So one blow went in initially, but that was quickly followed by a blow from the opponent. So in this kind of situation, in a so-called real life duel, one person would have got wounded first, but very likely the other person would have got wounded second. Stephen got hit in the hand there, in the gauntlet. A cut in the hand from one of these swords, if it was a real sharp one, would pretty much disable the hand. Now in this case it was the left hand, so it would have disabled his left hand. He might have been able to fight on with his right hand, but the left hand probably wouldn't have been functioning very well, because with the weight of that kind of blow, it will very easily cut through tendons and flesh and make the left hand not able to grip the sword properly. In actual fact, very often people see a hit to the torso and think of that as a better hit than a hit in the hand, but actually your torso is able to take bigger cuts and you'd still be able to carry on fighting than a cut to the hand or forearm. A good cut to the hand or forearm might completely disable one of a person's arms and ability to use that arm to wield the sword, whereas a cut on the shoulder or chest and you might still be able to function perfectly fine, although obviously you'd be in pain and might be bleeding quite a lot. So there was a hit in the hand that came in first there from Stephen. So hand sniping, whilst it's sometimes looked down upon, is actually nevertheless very important to recognise with medieval weapons, because if these guys were civilians and fighting in an unarmoured duel, they've got no hand protection apart from the small crossguard on the swords. All they've got is that crossguard to protect their hands. They might be wearing leather gloves, but a leather glove isn't going to stop a committed cut from a longsword. So whilst hits to the hands are in some ways the easiest thing to do and therefore sometimes looked down upon, at the same time a cut to the hand is a very important thing to learn to protect yourself from. Okay, so Stephen did a one-handed blow where he let go with the lead hand and kept hold with the bottom hand near the pommel to hit Chris in the leg. However, he didn't hit with good edge alignment. In a tournament, Stephen, although he'd hit Chris and Chris didn't respond, he wouldn't have scored a point because he hit with the flat. And it's very important in what we do to recognise a difference between a good cut that would have wounded with the edge and given in the correct way, and a blow that simply wouldn't have wounded. In other words, a slap with the flat of the blade. There we go. So lots of double hits, guys, there. Press ups, come on. So what we don't want to see are people repeatedly hitting each other in the head, because that's 2 people dead. Okay? Not only is it a bad way to practice because it's not discouraging people from a sort of kamikaze type behaviour, but in real life they'd both be dead or very badly wounded. So it's, very few people, very few sane thinking people are actually going to fence like this in real life. Okay, stop. So Chris's point went in first on your shoulder, okay? So from now on, if you get hit, I want you to stop unless there's a chance to do a legitimate afterblow. Okay, so if you get a good hit on you and you can't respond to it, stop and indicate where the hit landed. Good, carry on. So Stephen's in a position called poste di donna. Right, double hit on the hands or something there. So push-ups. Come on, avoid these doubles. Doubles are bad for training because they teach you to be blasé about hitting someone, and they make you think about just hitting rather than defending.